Showtime, fucker. Start us off.
It is showtime, and it's us, you tired boys. Global Outcast, and my co-host is.
The anime Shogun, who's not a tired boy.
You're a tired boy. You're the
You are
tiredest
not.
boy.
Who's the one who just woke up, you dirty bitch?
That would be G Fresh.
Yeah, no, G Fresh has been up since this morning, so nice try, ya bitch.
We're the Everyday Nerds. And today we will be talking about waifus, old school waifus to be more precise. And Anime Shogun can dive into it since he's the one in charge today.
Yeah, so we're gonna start off with who was your very first? Not your top, who was your first?
We want to talk about my very first. It was
Out of the three that we talked about before, who's
oh
your number one?
oh my number one, Mira Jane, hands down Mira Jane.
And why is that?
She's awesome.
Okay, you want to go more in depth with that than just she's awesome?
She's a badass, and she doesn't act like it. That's the best part.
So you
She
like the sweet and innocent and
but could
until you
whoop
piss her
your
off and it
ass.
yeah, you like the
Yes,
one that's like basically sweet and innocent until you piss her off and then she fucking destroys you left and right while eating your
yes,
insides.
yeah. She's a badass. I love her. She's amazing. I love her story arc in Fairy Tail and how she ends up going from like
A like
like
rebellious punk to
yeah, she goes from like a rebellious punk to sweet and innocent, which all had to do with I think had to do with all had to do with her kid, not kid, but her sister,
I
and
was about to
then
say it would make more sense with her sister than
yeah,
anything.
she don't have a kid yet. Her and Loxus will
Yet.
though.
Keyword on that was yet.
But she got like what most people in sports people call the yips, I believe, and she just couldn't transform. She could to her uh, better magic, and she just couldn't do it. So she became pretty much Fairy Tales, pretty much barmaid type, handling the quests and all that stuff.
Yeah, she was like the attendant or whatever you call them in those like really big adventure type animes.
Yeah, but after what happened with in the Loxus arc when Loxus was trying to take over, fuck, what's his name? The green haired dude, I always forget it. Freed, I believe his name is, ended up trying to kill her brother or harm her brother, and she went nuts. And that's when I
Yeah, don't you
fell
see
in
like her
love.
witch form?
Yeah, her first form. She has like two forms as far as I know. And she just
Huh?
went nuts on him. And I'm all like, and now that's mine. I want one. I want one. Can I have one, please? Yeah, she was nuts. Anyways, what was your first?
Well, since we're on the topic of fairy tale, I don't know if she was really like my first, but I would have to go with Urza.
Ursa's a badass. You,
Yeah.
you do like them redheads. You do like them redheads.
Hey, shut up.
And I'm not wrong. So,
Hey, I said shut up.
no.
But yeah, it was just one of those like I think what drew me into her first was look at when Natsu and Gray were fighting with each other.
Yeah.
And I think they like bumped into her, they did something. And just that like that mean look, she turned around and she just gave them and they instantly were like, Nope, nope.
My favorite scene that involves Urza is later on down the road in the series is when Natsu and Gray are fighting, full on fighting, like they can't stand each other anymore, and they start brawling it out. And Urza walks up, all right, boys, let's get this done and over with. And they accidentally hit her, and then they come to realize, and they're like, oh god, and she's all like, so you two have chosen death.
Yep, I think I remember that one. I remember her in like the very first, I think it was like the first episode where I think they accidentally bumped her or something.
She doesn't show up till after She comes up in like episode 3 or 4.
Right, but it's the first season. It's
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, it's like I just remember her. They were like I don't know if they were fighting, but not like a full blown fight or whatever happened. And she got hit, and she basically just looks at them and
yeah,
she just gives them that look like you're dead.
yeah. My favorite, the scene that I rewounded a lot when I first saw it is when after the Magic game, but not after, but before the Magic games, when they're fighting their second, what's the fucking thing called? It's like a access and magic source thing that they can do it, but she already has it. And Jalal, her love interest, was there, and Happy started giving her crap for it, and she kicked Happy across the beach, and I rewound that thing a lot because she's all like, "Ooh, your love," and BAM! I fucking died. I was laughing so hard because she got.
Yeah, why does
Oh,
that not surprise me?
if you ever watch that, you will fucking know what I mean.
But yeah, there's that. But just yeah, I think a big part of it is just the fact that you don't fuck with her.
No, you really don't. You really don't. She will spank you every
That
time.
and just her arsenal.
Yeah, I love every time she requips her entire armor. Even the enemies are like, "Oh my god, she's requipping." Well, maybe because they can see her naked body, I believe, and that's just funny in hell because she uses that to her
Well,
advantage, and she just destroys them.
well, can you blame them?
Not really.
I didn't think so.
Just wait till you get the. Just wait till you get. Just wait till you get to the Phantom Lord arc. Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw that one. I think that's when or not that. It was the one where they introduced the steel.
That's when he was in the Phantom Lord, and that's when they were trying to take over.
Yeah, I remember they were. Yeah, I don't know. It's something. Yeah, at some point I'll have to try to watch it. I
Yeah.
remember I got up to I think like the Magic games or whatnot
Yeah, it was amazing.
because I,
So
I remember getting to a point where I think the women were frozen and had to fight.
that is not Magic Games. That is when Loxus was trying to take over, and he was using the girls as a bargaining chip. All the men fight, and the strongest can stay in to save the
Yeah,
girls.
that's right where I was like getting to, and then I stopped watching.
Yeah, that's like towards the end of the first season.
Yeah, I just remember Phantom Lord showed up trying to take Lucy. Ain't nobody having that shit because you see Urza in like her angel armor.
Yep. Can't believe she blocked that Jupiter cannon. Even everyone in Fairy Tail was like, she blocked the Jupiter cannon. And then they're like, and now we're gonna stop you. Because I liked it. I like the fact that everyone's all like, you're not taking Lucy. She's one of us. You will have to kill us. And Lucy's all like, no, no, let me go with them. And everyone's all like, you stay there. We're going to protect you. We don't care where you come from. He's going to get hit because he fucked with Fairy Tail.
Right.
I loved that about Fairy Tail. You fuck with one of us, you fuck with all of us type of mentality. And I loved Fairy Tail saying, be it how did it go? Be it enemies or the kingdom. If you fuck with Fairy Tail, you make an enemy out of Fairy Tail. And I always liked that mentality, especially with Fairy Tail.
Right.
But go on.
But yeah, it was just her arsenal. Yeah, I was part of the guys that were like, I get to see her naked body. Like, yes, Lord. I have no regrets. Um, other than that, I will never admit this, so I'm not gonna say it, but yeah. Um,
You like them fiery redheads.
shut up.
I'm not wrong.
Shut the fuck up.
You just want her to spank you.
We are not getting into this.
All right, let's go on to number two.
Yeah. You go on to number two, you fuck.
My number two would have to be probably Sangha from Inuyasha.
And you want to go a little more in depth on why?
Well,
Like, I'm not
one,
going to keep asking you, like, why. I'm expecting you to tell me why.
I like it when you tell me why.
Fuck
Makes
up.
me feel important.
You're not important, and you never will be. So answer the fucking question.
But I liked her because, well, one, she was trained. She's a demon slayer trained by her father. She has a giant ass boomerang as her fucking weapon,
Yeah.
and she won't take no shit, especially from. I always forget his name, but I always call him the pervy monk.
Yeah, he's got the hole in his head.
Yeah, yeah, that was
Yeah.
cursed by
He's
Naraku.
got the yeah, he's got the hole in his hand. He carries around like a I think it's supposed to be like some sort of like holy staff.
I think so. I always forget his name, so I always call him the pervy monk because almost every single woman he meets is all like, "Would you care to bear my child?" She's just all like, "Whop!"
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
That and she has a cat that can change shape to either small or big, which is fucking awesome. And I loved her "I'm going to save my brother" thing. I like that she's all about I got to save my brother. I'm going to help Kagome and Inuyasha. And every time the pervy monk gets does that with women, she gets jealous, and I always found that funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I really gotta rewatch Inuyasha one day.
Yeah, you know what you also need to watch?
What's that?
Fucking Yu Yu Hakusho, god damn it.
I will one day. God, mom.
You're an embarrassment, is what you are.
You told me you loved me.
Never said that.
What's your number two? Oh, big
Uh
stretch. Oh, yeah.
Historia.
Go on.
Queen Historia. Or what was her name? Her like hidden name. He went by a different alias. I'd have to watch Attack on Titan because I don't really remember, but I don't. Oh, what was her name? You know what? Fuck it. I'm looking it up because I forget.
You know, I still, I'm waiting for Attack on Titan to be done. Then I'm gonna rewatch it.
That's kind of my point. I need to watch like uh
I do know how it ends because I read a bit of the manga, but
oh I do too. Um what was her name was it's Historia, but she went by a different name. Because her last name was Race or Reese, and she's the actual queen of the walls. But I can't. She went by a different name when she was serving with the scouts.
uh, Crystal Lens.
Because she was Ymir was like really into her. I just can't remember what her name was.
Talking about Crystal Lens.
No, that's not it. The crystal lens is what I think Annie was. Uh,
Because I'm looking it up now, and it's
Krista.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Crystal Lens.
It sounded like you were saying crystal lens.
Yes, she's a fucking rock.
Well, because they call when Annie uh, tried saving herself instead of getting eaten from Aaron, she turns into an actual like crystal pod.
Yeah.
But yeah, her name was Krista. Now that I remember.
Yep.
But yeah, just because she's got that sweet and innocent like personality.
Yeah.
She's that like caring, sweet, innocent, but at the same time, she's also got that serious note to her when everybody finds out that she is queen and she has to step up and take that role.
Yeah.
And it's just like I like somebody like that. I liked her like that. I like the fact that uh that she was willing to step up to be serious. Plus, I also had to laugh when she slapped Levi.
Yeah. Levi's a good character too. He's a husbando to a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah, but we're not talking about him.
You want him
I
to be your
if it
husbando.
wasn't if it wasn't Historia, I would have gone with Mikasa.
Hmm.
And I'm sure you have some stupid shit to say on why I would have chose Mikasa, but a lot of people pick Mikasa. Mikasa's like a very popular person to basically have fan art for.
Yeah.
But I just liked that whole like Mikasa's caring, but she's also like bloodthirsty in a weird way. Where Historia is more caring, sweet, but I feel like she's also got that seriousness to her that she's willing to get the fucking job done.
Yeah.
I laughed when everybody thought that when they found out she was pregnant that it was with Aaron.
She was pregnant with
But
Aaron.
well, there was a rumor before they continued with season 4 and season 5 that when Queen Astoria, when they found out she was pregnant, it was with Aaron, like with Aaron's child.
Okay.
Because I believe she can't transform, but I think she has a connection to the descendants of Ymir.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'd have to watch the whole story again, but essentially, just like that, and the rumor that if you go back to like season 1 and 2, Aaron Yeager was actually in all of those scenes,
Okay.
and he was literally right next to himself when he was a kid. Because if you actually follow the show and you follow, there's an episode. It's like for I want to say it's called like for you or to you 1,000 years from now. It's literally like an ending episode in like season 3 or 4 that literally connects back to season 1,
Okay.
and it's basically like the whole thing is basically a weird time loop. Sorry, spoilers, but
How
if it
dare
wasn't,
you?
yeah, yeah. If it wasn't for, if I didn't choose Historia, it would have been because there's a few girls in Attack on Titan I like.
Yeah.
Mikasa's like my number one typically, but because she is so popular, I didn't want to go popular. So I
Yeah.
went with Historia because I like Ymir, but I'm not a big fan of her sassy kind of rebellion. Normally I would be, but Ymir is kind of meh.
Okay.
I don't care for some of the new girls they're pushing like Gabby or whatnot. The only other girl that would probably be up there, and I know a lot of people would have thought Annie. I'm not a fan of Annie. Annie is blonde, yes, and that would have got me like, whew, yes, and she's a fighter too.
You sure
Blonde
she's
and a
not a fire?
fighter?
You sure she's not a fiery redhead?
No, I'm sure. But it's just one of those like the whole traitor personality I was just not quite fond of. But like I said, if it wasn't Mikasa, I went with Historia. The follow up would have been Sasha.
She's the one that always wanted to eat potatoes and bread, right?
Yes.
Okay. I remember
She
her
was the
because.
one that always wanted the meat.
Yep, I remember her. I liked those. I like those types of animes that aren't afraid to kill characters off. And I remember she was one of the characters that died.
Yeah, a lot of people weren't happy about that.
I like those kinds of animes where they kill characters off, then and they're not afraid to kill characters off. because it
I
shows.
do, but at the same time, it goes into the whole like Walking Dead when a lot of people were mad because they killed Glenn in The Walking Dead in the actual show. They killed him, but
Yeah.
his death was a very necessary part for I think the storyline and character development.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If they kill a character off for the storyline and the growth in any anime, like Attack on Titan or Full Metal Alchemist or any other animes, they will. It's for the story. If they kill a character off
Right,
just for killing the character off, it it kind of kills it a little bit for me. But if they're all like, this is the reason for this, and that's why, I'm all like, okay, okay, respect, respect.
right. But let's move on to our third people here.
My third would have to be Hawkeye from Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Now she's the one that's normally with
Mustang.
yes.
She's the one that has that fire tattoo on her back. Not fire tattoo, but the fire alchemist like recipe or whatever the fuck on her back from her father.
Yeah, it's like the brand or yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's how you're able to do the fire alchemy and uh, fuck, what's his name? Mustang. I said it and I even forgot it. Holy crap, I'm stupid today.
Oh, it's not hard for you.
By the way, guys, put on the comments how many times I say and I'll give you guys a cookie.
Yeah, we're to our fans. We're gonna eventually develop an count for our good buddy Global over here. We're gonna do an count.
Yep.
It's gonna be like an owned count, but we're gonna call it the count.
Eventually, or if you guys want to do it, take a shot every time I say And
Um
if that
um
actually does
um
happen,
um. um.
and eventually if that does happen, I'll just repeatedly say until you guys have to drink water.
That
Drink
or
water to
next thing you know,
survive.
we find that or we find out we're killing our fans. We're not doing that. We're just gonna do the count for now. But that's
Hawk,
enough ums for right now. So, Hawkeye, go into depth with that.
she's one, she's military, and two, she like before. All my characters have that trait. She's sweet and innocent, but she can kick your ass. And
So,
I love the fact that she always sticks by Mustang, even
even when she
after
doesn't agree with him.
even when she doesn't agree with him, and even after when he's out for revenge for the person who killed one of his best friends.
Yeah, it was. It was. Who was it? Not Wrath.
It wasn't wrath, it was envy that killed him.
Yeah.
And I loved how he got his revenge. Oh
Can
my
we
god, she
stop and talk about how they killed Lust like early on?
Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh my god. Mustang came in. I almost passed out due to the pain. And then he just starts snapping. Oh, so beautiful. You just oh. Mm. The
Okay.
manga and the manga artist who created that fucking beautiful. Actually, I believe it's a woman too, which awesome. I love women manga artists in the fucking anime world, anime and manga world. A lot of them do really good work.
Right.
So yeah, she's a badass. She knows how to handle a gun. She's not afraid to handle a gun, and she's not afraid to whoop your ass.
I think to add to that, I wouldn't. I probably my choice. I probably would not go with her. I think I'd have to go with Armstrong's sister.
It was a tough call between me and her, between that one with the Armstrong sister. Oh, it was a tough call, but I had to go with her. I had to go with I was about to say Urza. I
I'll
had to
fight
go with.
you. All right,
But
come
I
on, one more minute, then I'm gonna try to get mine in.
Yep. But it was a tough call between her and Armstrong's sister, because Armstrong's sister is fucking amazing. I love her.
Right, that body just, whew, she could grind me into a fucking meatball.
Oh,
Ow.
she is nasty, and she knows how to command respect.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's stop. I'm out. Let's. Okay. So, my third person, I think I'm going with Rebecca
Okay.
from One Piece.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I know a lot of people would probably, those who know me would probably be like, well, she's Spanish and that's why you like her. No, the fact that she's Spanish is cool. I don't see much Spanish characters actually in an anime. I'm not talking a voice actor or actress, I'm talking an actual Spanish anime character.
Yeah,
I don't see much of those. But I like her because she joins the Coliseum to be a gladiator. She's the only woman. Well, there's another woman, but she's like a giant almost, like a giant bodybuilder, I want to kind of say.
yeah,
But Rebecca's just this tiny, slender girl wearing basically like, your typical RPG skimpy armor
yep,
and a helmet with a sword and shield. But she goes in to fight because she wants to kill Doflamingo,
yeah.
and I like that. But at the same time, she's also like, there's a bit of like a hidden reason or like a second reason. She wants to bring honor back to her family because even she doesn't know it that one of the old champion of the Coliseum was her grandfather,
Okay.
and she had no idea that like her grandfather was the king of I don't remember the area, but wherever Doflamingo reigned, he was the original king. But because of Doflamingo's devil fruit, he basically kind of killed his people, and they shunned him. And watch the damn episode, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I plan on it.
But
There's a plan on it because after I'm rewatching My Hero Academia, so that way I can watch so that way I can watch the latest season. And then I'm gonna go into not Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho to shut you the fuck up,
as
and
I
then
was saying, though,
I'll go back to One Piece.
her
Go on.
grandfather was like the king, and then they didn't, and nobody really knew that he was fighting in the Coliseum as a champion. But then the fact that she finds this statue of this guy who was basically like the hero of their area, of their people, and she had no idea, and she respects and cares for this toy soldier. Little does she know that's actually her father,
Yeah,
and it's like her aunt was one of the chicks that worked with Doflamingo. But it was just more of like what I loved about her is that, yeah, don't get me wrong, I got a little bit of a simp heart for those wearing skimpy shit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm perverted. I own that shit. But more along the lines of like she goes in, she gets her ass kicked, but she goes in with the whole thing of I want to kill Doflamingo
yeah,
and kind of bring honor back to my family and my country.
yeah,
And it's like that's balls right there. The fact that she's wanting to go in, fuck some shit up, kill Doflamingo, a devil fruit user, and
yeah.
bring back her country. It's like respect. She's gonna get her ass kicked, and she does, but hardcore respect. And then when she cleans up, oh man, she is mwah, muy biente, mwah, muy caliente.
All right. But since we walked through let's talk a little about how we went through the process of choosing our old school animes old school anime waifus real quick, so that way people can get a rough estimate idea of how we went through this shit, like the
I'm
time
not sure if
frames,
I even know what you meant.
like the time frame, like what year to what year, what we and how and shit like that.
Oh, I would probably say, like the old school. I can't say Shonen Jump because I feel like some of your choices weren't Shonen Jump. How I don't even think some of mine were Shonen Jump. But I would probably say like, 80s or 90s to 2010. Not so much the new gen, like no Black
I thought,
Clover, no My Hero.
yeah, like 2000, like 80s, 90s to like 2007 is what we chose.
Well, it was more like
Um,
2010 because some of our options, like some of the ones I wanted to do, were 2015, and I couldn't do
yeah,
them.
yeah, but we will be doing another one for New School eventually.
Yeah, it'll be a while, but that's going to be on our schedule, on our agenda to do where we talk about, like instead of it being the top three, like now we're gonna do like the top five girls from like new gens.
Yeah, which will be pretty awesome because I have a few ideas.
We
Can't remember.
also have a secret episode in store for you guys at some point. We
Yep.
are not going to announce when exactly it's going to be, but just keep an eye out for that secret episode. If you like it, comment on it, share it to your friends. I promise you, you are probably going to laugh. That's if you can hear me over Dorcas over here laughing too hard from it.
Probably. But oh, a runner because we got like 5 minutes left, 10 minutes left to spare. So I'm trying. My runner up was Mew from Kenichi the Mighty's Disciple.
Oh, I gotcha.
I love that is actually one of my favorite old school animes. Is Kenichi the Mighty's Disciple. I saw that when it was on Netflix, and I saw Mew, and it's an amazing anime. Another one of my favorite characters on that anime. I can't remember her name, but she was a swords master, and she helped train Kenichi to become a master of weapons. And actually has one of my favorite anime characters of all time, Apachai Hopachai. He's a Muay Thai fighter. Appa! That's literally what he does. Almost all of the entire every fucking anime, every episode he's in, he always screams his name, Apachai. Appa! He's like a giant fucking kid. It's amazing. But
So
yeah,
weirdly enough, one chick I did had two chicks I had considered, probably two or three that I had considered for this was Orihime from Bleach, Rukia, I believe, from Bleach,
yeah.
and I don't know her name, but she's got like a skull on her head and blue
Oh,
hair.
yep. Well, her adult form at least, because she has two forms: her normal form, which is a kid, and then her adult form. I remember who you talk. Yeah, she's a fuck. She's a hollow, but she's also like the next form of the hollow because they have like two forms. They have that regular form, and then if they do enough things, they evolve into that, which is like more powerful.
Right. Well, it's, some shit like that.
Yeah, I forget the name because it's been a while since I've watched the anime.
I don't remember, but like I had thought about somebody like that maybe. To be honest, I was leaning more towards Rukia just because that small, sassy, dark hair was like, like
Fun fact for those who don't know: in the English dubbed, the guy who voices Ichigo Kurosaki is the Black Power Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Johnny Young Bosch. He also plays Vash the Stampede.
gotcha.
When I first found that out, I geeked.
Why does that not surprise me?
I grew up with Power Rangers. My first crush was Kimberly, okay?
Hey, I can't judge you too hard. When it comes to like way back in the day, I also was like, I was really feeling Jesse from Pokemon.
Jessie was amazing. My very, very first anime crush would have to be Misty when I was a kid.
Mine was Botan. Like weirdly enough, like when I was a little kid, I really loved Botan.
Misty was awesome. I actually have the first two Pokemon movies on VHS, and I used to have when they first did the first Pokemon movie, they did a CD release, and I think I had that CD. I borrowed it to a buddy when I was a kid, and never got it back because I think I forgot it there. But they had a song about Misty proclaiming her love to Ash while he was sleeping, and I can't remember the name of the Misty song.
Oh,
And
uh,
I actually have that now saved on my one of my songs on my Spotify list.
but to finish up here with the runner up, my number one runner up, and because we said 90s to, this time that we had chose, my actually number one girl that was like the runner up that I wanted to choose was Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop.
Yep. I'm
She
on.
was like for me the epitome of like sex appeal. Like I had a boner for her without even knowing I had a boner.
Yeah, she's amazing. I'm honestly kind of surprised you didn't pick anybody from Dragon Ball as your runner-ups.
Well, that's because Chi Chi's my number one girl. Don't get me wrong, because she to me she's got that like ideal Japanese like housewife thing. But at the same time, and yes, this is going to be the big surprise for you. the other reason, the other reason why I like her, it's like how Vegeta explained it to Goku. You know, when Piccolo's like, "Oh my God, it makes sense now." The Saiyans are attracted to strong women.
Yep.
Balma's not necessarily strong, but look at her; she's got that strong personality. Chi Chi was one of the only few women that actually went in and fought in the martial arts. Like, if she truly trained, she could probably be on par with Krillin.
Oh yeah.
So that to me is respect for Chi Chi. The fact that she's one of the only women in the Dragon Ball universe, human women that actually participated in the martial arts tournaments. Yes, Videl showed up, but Videl got her ass kicked by one guy that I don't remember what his name is, but he was a Majin, not exactly a Majin, but under Bibidi's spell, I believe.
Yeah.
And Hercule was like, "Oh, I would have beaten him," and it's like, okay, but Videl is weaker than her father, and Videl wouldn't have lasted long. Chi Chi would have made it to the end at least.
Yeah. One of my favorite things you actually told me about Chi Chi is during Dragon Ball, because I remember you told me you watched both the subbed and dubbed, because you watched
Yep.
the dubbed enough and you wanted to watch the subbed because you wanted to see the different translations. And you told me when she told him about marriage, when she told Goku about marriage, how the subbed and dubbed were different, and I loved that. I thought it was something
Yes.
you ate.
So it was
That's
at
just
the
one of my
World
favorite
Martial
things about
Arts.
Chi Chi. Sorry, go on.
So in the here's a little history lesson, and for the old schoolers out there, I'm sure you guys know this. In the dubbed version, you hear Goku sit there and he says that, like, I don't remember word for word because it's been so long since I've watched it, but he's like, "It's a good thing I know deep down that this is what I want."
Yeah,
That's what he says in the dubbed version when he gets married to Chi Chi in the World Martial Arts Tournament. But if you watch the subtitles in subbed, he actually says that he thought it was food, but he promised her, and that's why he did it. So the
yeah,
sub version is basically he promised and he's following through on that promise. Where the dub, he's like, "Well, it's a good thing I know what's in my heart." And it was like, but it Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT, they're all good, but they're so popular, and even to this day, people are so annoyed with Dragon Ball. I I've I love Dragon Ball. It's my childhood, but I don't want to be that guy that's like Dragon Ball is supreme. I
I get it.
watch everything and anything anime. It
I get
could
it.
be a trash anime. There's like season two of Rising of a Shield Hero was straight trash.
It
Pissed me
was.
off.
I warned
But
you. I warned you.
but that being said too, like I said, it's one of those like I don't want to go exactly mainstream. I
Yeah.
might do mainstream when we do our new waifus, like the new gen waifus, but old school, I gotta pay respect outside of Dragon Ball Z. Because if you know me outside the podcast, if you know who I am, Dragon Ball Z is a big thing for me. And I love a lot of the women in Dragon Ball Z, except for Balma. Everybody loves Balma, and I'm not one of those people. I like her, but no thank you. But I don't want to be the guy that's constantly repeating Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, I get it. I
Hell,
get it.
at the same time, I would have chosen Mai as an adult from Dragon Ball because
I
she
get it.
was mwah. But I wanted to kind of show some light on some of the older animes too that not a lot of people know of, like Botan
Yeah.
from Yu Yu Hakusho. Um,
Oh yeah, I get it. I get it.
the main chicks, the main character. I remember Yusuke. Yusuke's like girlfriend, the girl that he cares about, and she, I believe, loves him, but I don't think she kind of confesses that. She treats him like a best friend. But
Yeah.
like her, some of the animes that you don't quite think of because it's not so much mainstream. Like it, but it's not as popular as like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, or people have forgot about it.
Oh yeah, I get it. I was
That's
just
why
giving you.
I really wanted to push for Faye
Oh
But
yeah,
that
I
was
was
like
giving you shit.
70s or 80. No, I know, but since we're explaining it, I figured
Yeah,
might as well go into the depth with that.
yeah, we have like 10 minutes to spare.
We had like 10 minutes to spare.
Yep, and yeah, um, eventually we may suffer through some anime movies, live action anime movies. Uh,
Anybody who names the movie that shall not be named in the anime community, we're going to have a problem.
you mean Dragon Ball Evolution?
You're just wanting to die.
uh,
Damn it, Global. It's like Fight Club. We don't talk about it.
we don't talk about it because we don't want to talk about it.
I don't acknowledge that movie, but we'll save that for a different episode. Ugh.
Yeah, yeah, that movie's yeah. It
We're
really
done talking about it.
it exists. That's all I'll say.
All right, finish us off here, fucker.
But I want to stay like this forever. Anyways, guys, we have a few things in the works, trying to get some more stuff out there. Share us to your friends, like us, subscribe on YouTube, like, follow on any of the podcast things we are doing. Go to
And before we go, I regret to inform our fans because I doubt we had a lot of him because of him. But if he ever ends up coming across this, I want our fans to know we are down a guy. He is permanently done and out. So from now on, it's just Global and Shogun here.
yeah, he kind of walked away. Um,
We regret to inform you that he is no longer participating with us indefinitely. But
uh,
we will carry on and produce even better content without him. That's
but
right. I said it. Shots fired, but let's finish this out.
But if you want to check us out and chat with us on Discord, give it maybe, if you have any episode ideas you'd like to shoot by us, hit us up on Discord, Facebook at Everyday Nerds with a 3 in the E of nerds. Um, Other than that, yeah. Hope you guys have a good night, and we shall check at you guys later. See you later.
Bye.